Isaac Newton was born on Christmas Day, December 25, 1642, an hour or two after midnight, at Wolstenhorpe Manor in Wolstenhorpe by Colsterworth, a hamlet in the county of Lincolnshire. His father, also named Isaac Newton, had died 3 months before. Born prematurely, Newton was a small child. His mother Hannah Aiscoe reportedly said that he could have fit inside a quart mug. When Newton was 3, his mother remarried and went to live with her new husband, the Reverend Barnabas Smith, leaving her son in the care of his maternal grandmother, Marjorie Aiscoe. Newton disliked his stepfather and maintained some enmity towards his mother for marrying him, as revealed by this entry in a list of sins committed up to the age of 19. Threatening my father and mother Smith to burn them and the house over them. Newton's mother had 3 children from her second marriage. From the age of about 12 until he was 17, Newton was educated at the King's School, Grantham, which taught Latin and ancient Greek and probably imparted a significant foundation of mathematics. He was removed from school and returned to Wolstenhorpe by Colsterworth by October 1659. His mother, widowed for the second time, attempted to make him a farmer, an occupation he hated. Henry Stokes, master at the King's School, persuaded his mother to send him back to school. Motivated partly by a desire for revenge against a schoolyard bully, he became the top-ranked student, distinguishing himself mainly by building sundials and models of windmills. In June 1661, he was admitted to Trinity College, Cambridge, on the recommendation of his uncle Rev. William Aiscoe, who had studied there. He started as a subsizar, paying his way by performing valet's duties, until he was awarded a scholarship in 1664. Guaranteeing him 4 more years until he could get his MA. At that time the college's teachings were based on those of Aristotle, whom Newton supplemented with modern philosophers such as Descartes and astronomers such as Galileo and Thomas Street, through whom he learned of Kepler's work. He set down in his notebook a series of questions about mechanical philosophy as he found it. In 1665, he discovered the generalized binomial theorem and began to develop a mathematical theory that later became calculus. Soon after Newton had obtained his BA degree in August 1665, the university temporarily closed as a precaution against the Great Plague. Although he had been undistinguished as a Cambridge student, Newton's private studies at his home in Wolstenhorpe over the subsequent 2 years saw the development of his theories on calculus, optics, and the law of gravitation. In April 1667, he returned to Cambridge and in October was elected as a Fellow of Trinity. Fellows were required to become ordained priests. Although this was not enforced in the Restoration years and an assertion of conformity to the Church of England was sufficient. However, by 1675 the issue could not be avoided and by then his unconventional views stood in the way. Nevertheless, Newton managed to avoid it by means of special permission from Charles II. His studies had impressed the Lucasian professor Isaac Barrow, who was more anxious to develop his own religious and administrative potential. In 1669 Newton succeeded him. Only 1 year after receiving his MA he was elected a Fellow of the Royal Society in 1672.